Motorland Aragon circuit.
Simon Crafar believes that Dovi can salvage something here today, and who would argue that? A good start is required, though, in order to do that.
And also keeping himself out of a bit of bother early on, of course. Remember what happened to him when he qualified deep down in Barcelona, caught up in somebody else's mistake yet again. First corner, he was taken out by Fabio Quartararo in Silverstone last year. In fact, all of his last 3 DNFs have been somebody else's incident. So fingers crossed for Andrea Dovizioso that he does get to at least fight for the podium in this 23-lap Aragon encounter.
You've got to think that a top 6 finish would actually be a result Dovi would sign up for right now. What about Suzuki's as well? Joan Mir, we all are waiting, aren't we, to see if he can deliver here today. Can he come back in the latter stages when the tyres wear to win this race? And Rins also 10th, you can never underestimate him. Brivio's with Simon now.
Yes, he is. Davide, you know, I normally bet, when I feel that the Suzuki's going to get on the podium. I know Juan's been going really well and he's going to be close, but I genuinely don't know today. More important, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the starting position, it's a little bit better than usual. So that is a good starting point. And both riders, I have to say, they have a good pace. They're quite comfortable with the bike. They're happy about the bike. And so I think, yeah, we can be competitive. Of course, the Yamaha, they show a great pace during the practice. Then we have to see the Ducati, then maybe they try to stay there. But yeah, we can play. I think we can race and see what's happened. Of course, you know, the turn 2 is quite critical. You hope to have no drama there, and then try to play our card and see. Yeah, but we can race. Let's race.
The words on everyone's lips is, will the tyres last? I'm curious, can you tell us what choice of tyres? Are you going with the soft? And Suzuki normally keeps that rear tyre going well.
Yeah, normally we quite good by the end. It's a one characteristic of Suzuki. I think the bike is quite gentle on the tyre. Also the rider, they have learned how to be gentle with the tyre. So yeah, we will try to put everything in a race. We try our best, put everything there and see what's happened.
That sounds to me like you're going with the soft. Best of luck.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks to Davide Brivio as well. Alex Rins fast this morning in warm-up. That would have been a bit of a boost to the number 42, but he's starting from 10th. Turn 1 and turn 2, so tricky to navigate as well, Matt. Anything can happen through there.
There can be a lot of bother and a lot of trouble. We've seen it down the years. Alex Rins was exceptionally fast as well in race pace in FP4 yesterday, so keep a close eye on him. There's your French Grand Prix winner, Danilo Petrucci, on the receiving end of some pretty stinging criticism from the opposite side of the Ducati garage yesterday. He said, well, hey, look, this is a case of MotoGP. Every man for himself. No team orders, even in qualifying with 5 races to go. Petrucci actually pretty confident that he might have something for a top 5 or even better today, going from the middle of the 3rd row in 8th place, squeezed in between Nakagami and the later Spargaro.
Franco Morbidelli then shadowed his way to the front, didn't he, in Misano, and stayed there and went on to win the race. Can he do the same again today? After the disappointment of Le Mans, he would need something like a P1 or a P2 to try and get himself a bit closer to his teammate in the World Championship, but he's definitely got the speed, there is no doubt about it. At what point is there a tyre drop, though, today? That's going to be the big question. Here's Miguel Oliveira. Well, we talked about Dovizioso in a salvage job. From 18th on the grid, Miguel Oliveira has an uphill battle in this race here today. The Tech 3 rider, that's his worst qualifying of the season so far.
Yeah, there's been a couple of disappointing performances from a couple of old Moto2 foes. Oliveira's worst qualifying since Misano last year, 13 months ago. And Pecco Bagnaia has been really struggling on the Ducati GP20. He said yesterday, unacceptable to be a future factory Ducati rider, to be so far off the pace. Pecco Bagnaia 17th, his worst qualifying since the British Grand Prix at Silverstone last year.
Bradley Smith on the Aprilia, holding the umbrella there, a familiar face to many. Former Moto2 rider Claudio Corti, well in the camper over at Aprilia. Spotter helps Bradley out and the Aprilia team in general. And here is Tito Rabat. Well, the rumours continue to come in about Tito's future, maybe not in MotoGP. There's no confirmation here a Sponsorama Racing Ducati rider, starts from 20th on the grid today, looking for some points at a circuit that he loves as the BMW M8 approaches the back of the grid. And Stefan Bradl, 21st and last on the grid, but coming here with a bit of a boost and an injection of confidence after a brilliant top 10 finish. 8th he was in the Grand Prix of France 1 week ago.
Yeah, that was his best ever result as a Honda test rider. Back to the virtual fan wall, fans gathered across from all four corners of the globe. They're getting ready, full of anticipation for this 23-lap Aragon race.
Where's your money going, Matt?
Well, I've always, based on FP3 and FP4 yesterday, thought Franco Morbidelli was going to be the man, and I'm not going to change my mind. I'm going all in on number 21, which is probably the ultimate jinx, isn't it? What about yourself?
I don't know at all. I, for some reason, this morning have woken up with a feeling for Joan Mir.
Yeah, hard to pick a fight on that one. Maverick Vinales, Brad Binder, Joan Mir, Bradley Smith, Alex Rins and Pol Espargaro. They are the men that have gone soft front tyre, soft rear tyre. So quite interesting tyre choices for those boys.
Francesco Guidotti's down on the grid with Simon. What can Jack Miller do from 5th on the grid today? Over to you, Si.
Yeah, that's what I want to know, Steve. Francesco, what do you think Jack can do from 5th on the grid? We know he's really good at starts. Can the tyre on his machine keep going?
Yeah, it's a big question mark, the tyre, but tyre consumption, I mean. But starting from the second row, and we know Jack's start is usually very good. He can try to stay in the top group, and then we'll see what happens during the race. We have to read the race during itself. So, but we're pretty confident. The condition is much better than Friday when we had big issues, but now we are pretty confident.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks very much. We know Jack will be there at the start. It's whether or not they can hang around. Of course, such disappointment for him last weekend. I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen this man on screen so confident and cool and calm before the start of the race, ever.
Yeah, look at that statistic there. Today will be the first Grand Prix without a Premier Class champion on the grid since 1999, of course. That, unfortunately, the case with Marc Marquez sidelined and the Italian legend and icon Valentino Rossi also absent as he recovers from COVID-19. But an incredible stat, that one, ahead of this Motorland battle.
Where does the pendulum swing today in MotoGP? Quartararo has a 10-point lead over Joan Mir. Does anyone else play a big part? Joan Mir here 6th on the grid.
Yeah, you just got a sense, an impression yesterday from Mir that he is oozing confidence, really ready to try and break his victory duck in MotoGP. There's the long lap penalty area, all too familiar, I'm afraid, for Alex Rins after his first lap indiscretion against Franco Morbidelli 1 year ago.
Yeah, it's got some rubber down on it as well. We won't give away the results of Moto3, but it was used to good effect there. This is your front row then for the Michelin Grand Prix of Aragon. Can Cal Crutchlow pick up his first podium of 2020? He starts from 3rd. Maverick Vinales, supremely confident, great rhythm, great speed. Will he win his first race since Misano, or will it be Fabio firing up again, looking for win number 4 in MotoGP of 2020? The World Championship leader starts from pole here in Motorland Aragon.
It's time to find out who will be the maestro of Motorland in MotoGP 2020. A 10th pole position for injured Fabio Quartararo on the front row with Maverick Vinales and Cal Crutchlow. Joan Mir, his closest championship rival, 10 points between the former Moto3 teammates going into this 23-lap race. Tyre choice will be absolutely critical. Late thumbs up from his crew there for Joan Mir. Will he be Suzuki's first winner of this 2020 MotoGP World Championship campaign? Maverick Vinales there. He's gone soft Michelin front tyre, soft rear tyre. Clearly a soft rear tyre for Fabio Quartararo. He said yesterday it will not be his injuries that will be the biggest headache. It's going to be the tyre choice and managing those tyres over this long race distance.
We're ready to go for the warm-up lap here in Aragon. Away goes Franco Morbidelli from the second row and into turn 1. 5 races left in MotoGP. The last 3 winners, the same man who's not here. We will have a new winner in Aragon for the first time in 3 years. Marc Marquez will be watching this one with a close eye. Will he return next week? Will he not? It's sounding more and more like he won't be, but we'll have to just wait and see in a few days' time. The fans at home, who are you cheering for? This is all on. MotoGP is wide open as we enter the final third of the World Championship. The Battle of Aragon begins. 19 points covering these 4 riders.
Spanish talent here in Aragon. It's been very much home comforts on home soil. The last 8 MotoGP races are won by Spanish talent. The last one, Casey Stoner, the last non-one, Casey Stoner, 2010 and 2011. Will the owners fall on Maverick Vinales or Joan Mir? Can Aleix Espargaro spring a major surprise? So many fascinating points about this 23-lap Aragon battle. The best conditions we've had of the weekend so far. Pleasantly temperatures in the low 20s, not a lot of wind around. It's all set up, the stage set for an absolute classic MotoGP battle here in Aragon.
Yeah, no problems with the track temperature there. 31 degrees, just about the highest temperature that we've had on track all weekend.
What we do know is the Yamahas traditionally are fast off the line, and they do not need any time to get heat into those Michelin tyres. They will be strong from the get-go. The start vital for Maverick Vinales. He knows how good Quartararo is launching off the line. Can he take his first MotoGP podium at Motorland Aragon? Well, he's knocked on the door a few times, hasn't he? The 25-year-old Spaniard. He's been 4th here in 3 of the last 4 years.
Robbed of one right at the last minute by Jack Miller, wasn't he, last year? A stoppy there, just getting some heat into the brakes from Fabio Quartararo, who lines up on pole for the 10th time in his MotoGP career.
We just saw there a glimpse of number 42, Alex Rins. Great race pace in FP4 yesterday. If he can keep himself out of trouble early on. We know the Suzuki, so good in tyre battle races in those last 5 laps. And there's Joan Mir. Many people think it's his day today to win in MotoGP for the very first time.
Who will master Motorland? MotoGP, 5 races to go. And the next one starts now. Good start from Cal Crutchlow from 3rd on the grid, but coming through from the 2nd row is Jack Miller and Franco Morbidelli. And Morbidelli goes through ahead of his teammate and will lead into turn 1, but he's wide.
Yeah, he's well wide. Morbidelli hugged the inside line, got into the lead briefly. It's a Yamaha 1, 2, 3. It was a great start by Maverick Vinales from 2nd. He rubbed elbows and shoulders with Fabio Quartararo, toughed it out on the brakes in the first corner. Vinales leads.
Look at Alex
Rins as well. Alex Rins, 10th to 4th.
Unbelievable from Rins. Mir has lost a couple of places. He's fighting at the moment with Taka Nakagami, and Dovi's also got a good start. He's made up a couple of decent places.
What a first lap then so far for Alex Rins. Absolutely sensational. Got ahead of the Ducati of Jack Miller. Mir started 6th. He's in 6th place right now. No way through for Miller on Rins, down to reverse corkscrew for the first time.
This couldn't have gone better for Maverick Vinales at the start. This would have been his dream start. As you can see there, Mir going through on Jack Miller. Dovi's made up 5 places. He's up ahead of Alex Marquez. He's in 8th place, so the perfect start for the number 4.
Yeah, Maverick on the move. Big time here early on. He's already opened up a big gap. Here comes Franco Morbidelli. He was taken out by Rins on this very corner on lap 1 last year. It's close between his teammate Fabio Quartararo. Quartararo just about hangs on around the outside. Here's turn 14 where Fabio crashed heavily yesterday morning. No dramas on lap 1 here in the Aragon race, but it's Vinales that has a clear advantage heading down the back straight for the first time.
Based on the rhythm that we've seen from Vinales so far this weekend, is that it already as he heads down the back straight? Look at that advantage on the opening lap. The best opening lap Maverick's had of the 2020 season, full stop.
Really stretching his legs early on here. Mir trying to find a way through on the Ducati of Jack Miller. That's a hard task to beat the Ducati on the back straight here. The Suzuki's gained horsepower this year, not by that much so. Sensational first lap of Vinales. He leads by 7/10 of a second. Incredible first lap as well by Alex Rins from 10th to 4th. And Marquez versus Dovizioso. We've said that a few times in Aragon. And it's Alex Marquez who pinches a spot there on the brakes on Andrea Dovizioso into turn 1. Great move by the Moto2 champ.
Cal Crutchlow got off the line fine, but then seemed to just disappear. He's down 9 places in 12th on the opening lap, Cal Crutchlow, number 35, so a lot of work for him to do. He's behind Aleix Espargaro. There is Danilo Petrucci, just up a few places behind his teammate.
Yeah, Petrucci on the tail of Andrea Dovizioso yet again. We know what happened yesterday in qualifying. Different ball game though in the race. Vinales then still looking comfortable at the front of this race. 6/10 his advantage over Fabio Quartararo. Now Mir still unable to find a way through on the Ducati of Jack Miller.
Quartararo's trying to take some chunks out of Vinales and was a bit heavy on the brakes down into turn 8 there.
By far the best we've seen in the drive from Alex Marquez. That just shows how important it is to get into Q2, as he did for the first time yesterday. Was that Mir lining up Miller coming down the hill into turn 12? Looked like it, but no, he's not been able to make it through.
Yeah, helicopter view then of the race leader, Maverick Vinales, number 12 in the Monster Energy Yamaha. Just behind him, Quartararo. Here's Jack Miller then. Mir has got to try and find a way through on the Aussie.
Yeah, this is a scenario, Steve, wasn't it? In Barcelona, Mir spent too much time behind Jack Miller. That let Quartararo get away, and all the time he lost there, he just failed to recover it. One more lap in Barcelona, Mir was going to be the winner. Dovizioso fights back on Marquez, up the inside of Alex Marquez, runs in hot though, and Alex Marquez says, thank you very much, pinches that spot straight back.
Yeah, good scrap that between the number 73, the Moto2 world champion, and Domi.
Andrea Dovizioso probably think, you know what, I've had to contend with so many years. Marc Marquez, yeah, Rins up the inside of Morbidelli, and now he's having to deal with the younger Marquez.
Good stuff from Alex Rins there, then he moves up into third place, and we've said it time and time again, you just never know what you're going to get from Alex Rins on a Sunday. He was very fast this morning in warm-up. He's now up into third, he's made up 7 places.
Can't wait to see the start replay, to see the launch that Rins got, because he judged it to absolute perfection. Absolutely incredible run to the first corner. He was in 4th place from 10th in sector 1.
Now Maverick Vinales is going to be asked some questions here by Fabio Quartararo. Quartararo's taken a couple of tenths out of him, and it's Pecco Bagnaia is out of the race. It's been a horrible weekend for number 63.
Unmitigated disaster. He said yesterday speed in his pace was unacceptable for a future factory Ducati rider, and that just compounds Pecco's misery on the dirt very early on while he was trying to fight with Miguel Oliveira for 16th place. It's a very dejected figure. You can see the frustration written all over the face of Pecco Bagnaia. That's turn 5, isn't it, that's caught him out.
Meanwhile at the front, a raging battle here between 2 Honda men, Nakagami and Alex Marquez, who's disposed of Dovi and is now closing in on the top 6. Out of turn 15 we go. It's Vinales from Quartararo, from Rins, Morbidelli and Mir.
Yeah, Mir's finally got Miller. So now he can start worrying about reeling in Franco Morbidelli, who since Rins passed him has had nothing for the Spaniard. Alex Rins has quite comfortably gapped Franco Morbidelli and struggling to go with the top 3 right now, the number 21. Vinales then, so far so good for him. He leads at the end of lap 3, although the pace hotting up behind him. Quartararo and Rins exchange fastest laps. The quickest man on the circuit right now is Alex Rins in 3rd with a 1:48.404.
Alex Marquez makes another place up. He's gone ahead now with Taka Nakagami. He's into 7th.
Just all the confidence that coursed from his veins after that breakthrough podium. Yes, it was in the wet conditions in Le Mans, but he's really built on that confidence and momentum. Stunning performances by Alex Marquez. We know the Honda traditionally works well here in Motorland. We've seen how devastating the form of his brother Marc Marquez has been, but this, let's not forget, is a rookie mixing it with the very best at the front in MotoGP.
Well, Rins is in the position that Joan Mir wants to be in at the moment, the number 42. We're on board with him here, and he's closing on Fabio Quartararo.
Yeah, Franco Morbidelli at the moment has just got no speed. 49.4 from Morbidelli last time around. That was 8/10 slower than Mir. He was the only man in the lead group that was in the 49s, a lot slower than those around him was Franco Morbidelli. Just wondering if Barcelona's in the back of his mind, where he pushed so hard at the start of the race and then just burned up that rear tyre. Rear grip fell off a cliff, didn't it, for Franco Morbidelli? Is he just trying to be a little bit more cautious and conservative at this stage of the race?
Well, maybe because of his front medium tyre option as well. Maybe just waiting a couple of laps to get some heat in.
Rins just swarming all over the rear tyre here of Fabio Quartararo. Will ride on board the Suzuki man, trying to get some slipstream behind Fabio Quartararo. Simon, you've got some thoughts on Jack Miller. What do you think?
I have, because if all the guys around him, definitely everyone in front of him is on the soft rear. I think Jack has obviously gone medium, thinking about the end of the race, and I think he's doing a pretty good job of hanging on, because those soft rears are worth about a second a lap.
Yeah, thank you very much. The same applies to Dovi as well, who's in 9th place and trying to get into this group out front then. Vinales it is that leads. Maverick Vinales leads, but it's Quartararo still just about in second. Rins trying to challenge Fabio for second. He's been told to switch to mapping 2 already, whatever that means.
Marquez was in a little bit hot at the first corner there. Don't know if that cost him a couple of places. Cal Crutchlow trying to regroup from a very poor first lap. He's only in 12th place right now, the Brit, who started on the front row of the grid for the first time in 24 Grand Prix.
So far, so good for Maverick Vinales. Clear air ahead of him. It's exactly what he would have wanted. Exceeding track limits there was Fabio Quartararo. Now remember, he's been in trouble with that already this year.
Yeah, that has cost him dearly, didn't it, in Misano? So what kind of pace are these guys running at the moment? Vinales was 3/10 clear of Quartararo. About on par was Alex Rins with a 48.7. Morbidelli really did pick up his pace on that previous lap. Maybe he made a mistake when he dropped into those 49s, because he did a PB lap on that previous lap. In fact, he was the quickest on the lead group on that last circuit, Morbidelli.
It's been such a surprising weekend so far. He came into it thinking Ducati will be strong, the KTMs will be up there as well, as Rins just goes a bit hot into turn 14, but the KTMs are having a nightmare here at this moment in time.
He's got to be patient here, Alex Rins. Got to bide his time. At the moment, you can see that Maverick Vinales is still within his sight. Although Vinales looks like he's just eking out that advantage, 7/10 of a second it still is. So Rins quickly got on the back of Fabio Quartararo. That's wide from Quartararo, door wide open for Alex Rins, and he just says, thank you very much, I'll take that second spot without really having to fight for it.
Across the line we go then, and it's a Suzuki in second, but it's not the one we thought it would be. Alex Rins then, second place. Quick check on the lap times on that last lap. Rins was quicker than Vinales out front. In fact, though, the quickest man was Joan Mir of the top 6 in 5th place.
That's no great surprise, is it? He's found his rhythm now, and the fuel lows lightning. Heat in the tyres. We know how strong Mir is going to be, certainly in those last 10 laps. Good battle this between Alex Marquez and Jack Miller. We used to say that back in the day, Moto3, didn't we? Certainly in 2014 when they fought it out for the title, right to the last race in Valencia.
Dobby's still in 9th place, just ahead of his teammate Petrucci. Cal Crutchlow trying to recover on the dismal start is in 11th. He's moved up 1 place ahead of Aleix Espargaro.
Yeah, Dovizioso at the moment running in the low 149s. Jack Miller on the same tyre combination, high 148s rather.
Morbidelli's closing now on Fabio Quartararo as well. Is Quartararo in trouble in the early stages of this one? In the background there you can see Alex Marquez almost on terms with Jack Miller. In fact, he's now going for it. Brilliant move. 6th place now then for Alex Marquez, but he's slightly wide in. He's got the inside line. He'll hold on to it. The Repsol Honda rider here then in his best ever dry position. 6th here in Aragon.
Well, we do know he loves Motorland Aragon. 4 podiums and 8 races here. But this has been another exceptional performance from Alex Marquez, who's got up the inside of Jack Miller.
Jack Miller using that Ducati power, though, to pull back alongside Alex Marquez and retaliates. He's got the inside line as well.
And the Honda's not exactly a slouch, is it? But look at that. Just in hot, Marquez just picks up Miller. Brilliant battle that then, and this is bringing Taka Nakagami right back into it as well. Vinales gets his pit bull.
Oh, look how close Rins is to the tail now with Maverick Vinales.
Well, it said +4, it should have meant +1, because that's exactly the gap now. Rins with that clear track. Once he dispensed to Fabio Quartararo, he's been able to latch right onto the rear tyre of Vinales and start to really put pressure on Top Gun.
Rins has been in this position so many times before, and it's not always gone right. Not, of course, a race winner since Silverstone over a year ago.
Well, the Top Gun hasn't fired too many blanks this weekend so far. He'll be desperate. He knows that he's still firmly in championship contention, is he, Maverick Vinales?
Well, the big question marks for Maverick is when he is overtaken, what he can do about it. The questions are going to come here, and can he answer them? Alex Rins closing on the number 12. In the background, Mir as well is closing on the 2 Petronas Yamaha riders, Fabio Quartararo and Franco Morbidelli. Quartararo's just struggling a bit at the moment to hold the line.
And after that little tussle between Marquez and Miller, you can see in the background there, top of your picture, Alex Marquez has been able to streak away about 10 bike lengths or so, maybe a dozen on Jack Miller, who's now trying to fend off the determined Taka Nakagami.
So Rins heading downhill towards turn 14. Is the move coming at the end of the back straight? Because the Suzuki, of course, this year has a bit of an advantage on the Yamaha in that area.
Morbidelli's got Quattararo, Franco Morbidelli then, the two Petronas Yamaha SRT boys, swapping similar paint, the same paint. Quattararo then now tries to fight back. Is he going to have the inside line coming in the braking zone for the penultimate corner? He certainly is. And as Morbidelli out a little bit wide, the pair of them are out wide.
They're
two for the price of one.
They're both
Mir.
caught napping. Unbelievable. Mir goes up into third place. The Petronas Yamaha boys then are out of podium contention right now.
I reckon the pair of them, they didn't want to give up on the braking zone there. It was a battle of who was going to brake the latest. They both braked as late as they possibly could, trying to outdo each other. They both ran wide, and then Mir just said, thank you very much, sweeps on through.
Look at Alex Marquez across the line of 48.9. He was faster than anyone ahead of him. Faster than anyone ahead of him. Right now, Alex Marquez is the fastest man on circuit. He's in 6th place.
Yeah, everybody thinking that it was just a wet weather race that got him on the podium last time out. Well, he's burying that one as well.
There might be a Marquez winning here then in Aragon to continue the Marquez run in northeastern Spain. Long way to go yet in this race. A lot could still change, a lot could happen. In the background there, Nakagami's now safely through on Jack Miller in 7th. So it's 3 Ducatis, 8th, 9th and 10th. Miller just ahead of Dovi and Petrucci.
It's laps 15, 16 onwards where we're really going to have to pay close attention to those rear tyres. How much they do indeed drop off and deteriorate towards the last few laps. Maverick Vinales then looking back at Alex Rins. Nothing between these two in terms of tyre choice. They both went soft front, soft rear. Vinales said he's been working a lot on improving his acceleration and his speed out of this turn 15. And he gets good drive again. You can just see pulling a bike length or two on Alex Rins as they sweep down the back straight.
In the background there, Cal Crutchlow's gone through on Danilo Petrucci. He's into 10th as Rins gets really close there. And look at Alex Marquez catching Fabio Quattararo. And there's Rins, he's through and he leads. Brilliantly done by the Suzuki man. And Joan Mir is closing as well. We may well here have a Suzuki 1-2 on the case. And in the background, Alex Marquez is through on the World Championship leader.
More grey hairs and no nails for Davide Brivio coming very, very shortly. Alex Rins, when he hit the front in the Red Bull ring, crashed a couple of corners later, didn't he? So far, he's got through on Maverick Vinales, and now has he got the speed to try and break away from the pack?
Alex Marquez is 6/10 quicker than the two out front at the moment. The Repsol Honda rider then has disposed of the World Championship leader like he's on a Moto3 bike, and there's still 15 laps left here.
Yeah, Fabio Quattararo has been suffering, hasn't he? Looks like tyre-wise and body-wise in the first few laps here. Vinales just was out a little bit wide, wasn't he? And
look at the grip that they've got, though.
That says that the edge grip has always been a real strong point of the factory Suzuki.
This is the moment then, the Repsol Honda rider, oh yeah, again, Quattararo wide. He's front, he cannot hold a line at the moment, Fabio Quattararo.
Well, he's wide on the brakes and in the back straight so many times. That's been really problematic for Fabio Quattararo pretty much from the first lap onwards.
So let's try and take stock of what's going on here. Mir's closing on Maverick Vinales. Rins leads at this moment in time. Morbidelli's 4th ahead of Alex Marquez. You do wonder, don't you, how much tyre Alex Marquez is using on this massive charge to the front. But as it stands, he's doing an amazing job ahead of Quattararo. Then it's a 1 second gap back to Nakagami in 7th place.
Well, Barcelona, Suzuki had to wait 13 years, didn't they? Mazzano 2007 to have 2 bikes on the podium. Marquez going for on the inside of Franco Morbidelli. Is Morbidelli yet another victim of the hard-charging Spaniard? He certainly is.
His ability to be able to turn that Repsol Honda is unbelievable. He moves up into 4th place. Across the line, Alex Marquez again, a 48.9, the only rider in the 48s.
Well, we talked about how Spanish talents dominated recent history here in Aragon with 8 successive victories. We've now got an all-Spanish top 4. Rins, Vinales, Mir, and Alex Marquez, who's having the ride of his life in the dry MotoGP, even though he qualified in 11th place. I'm not too sure many people thought Alex Marquez had this kind of pace and potential to be knocking on the door of the podium before half-race distance.
Here's the replay of the start. Watch Alex Rins on the left. Look at that, he absolutely nailed it. And he went round the outside as well, which is pretty brave. Fantastic effort.
Yeah, we've seen all season long how good Suzuki's launch device is, and that was brilliant there. Cal Crutchlow had a real poor start. Joan Mir had to check up behind him. You can see there it was, elbows and knuckles out for Maverick Vinales and Fabio Quartararo. They really toughed it out. Morbidelli did get the whole shot, but he was in way too hot and ran wide.
Cal Crutchlow, as the lights went out, it looked like he got a good start, but of course he hasn't got that launch device, and it's cost them. It's cost them dearly into turn one.
Absolutely sensational launch off the line then by Alex Rins Suzuki.
Cal Crutchlow's ahead of Dovi now. He's up to 9th, so Dovi's dropped another place.
It's almost
more importantly, another championship point.
Almost equal gaps, isn't it, between that top 5 as we look overhead. Andrea Dovizioso at the moment, nothing going for him at all. He's down in 9th place and now having to deal with his former factory Ducati and Tech 3 Yamaha teammate Cal Crutchlow.
Across the line we go. The fastest rider again was Alex Marquez. Sorry, it was actually just Joan Mir by a tiny margin. Nakagami now, second fastest man on circuit. Cal Crutchlow will be ruining what happened at turn 1.
Yeah, Quattararo's got troubles here because he just did a 150. Now, he's just surrendering World Championship points lap by lap here. Nakagami's all over his case. He's got Miller, Dovizioso and Crutchlow to worry about, who are behind him and much quicker.
Quattararo's been worried about tyre life all weekend, but he's not done a lot of laps on that medium front, and you're right, Matt, he's in big trouble here.
Particularly with Mir ahead of him in 3rd place as well. This could be going towards Joan Mir leaving, well, not leaving Aragon because we're staying put here to come back in 5 days' time, but heading out of this first Aragon Grand Prix is potentially the new MotoGP World Championship leader.
He's actually going to fall into the hands of the Ducatis here as well, potentially.
He's got no rhythm at all at the moment.
I mean, Dovi finishing ahead of Quattararo, what a coup that would be based on what happened here yesterday.
He's going to get him on the brakes in the turn 12, or he's not going to be quite close enough. No, he's not. Quattararo defending with all of his might at the moment because there's a real big ganging up right behind him, led by Nakagami. There is Jack Miller on the 43 Pramac Ducati.
Look at that. I mean, that's another get-out-of-jail-free card for Dovi if it ends up like this right now. He'd only lose 3 points in the World Championship.
And you'd expect Dovi, having gone medium, that he's going to have some pace in the second half of the race. Here comes Taka Nakagami. They were on board with Fabio Quattararo. Is he about to surrender another place? This final couple of corners have been really difficult for Quattararo to get that Yamaha stopped. And again, he can't run the tight line.
No.
He cannot run the tight line. He hasn't got the edge grip, front or rear, to combat those last couple of corners. How many places has Fabio Quattararo lost there? He's lost another one now to Taka Nakagami.
Said TC2 on his pit board. Is that traction control 2? Is that a setting to change to? Either way, Quattararo cannot hold a line, cannot hold a place in the top 8.
Steve, he's got big bother here because Miller, Dovizioso, Crutchlow, Petrucci, Zarco and Aleix Espargaro, they're not a million miles behind him. Dovi's just got down to a low 149. That's his best lap of the race so far.
Yeah, and here comes Jack Miller. In the meantime, out front, fastest man in this race, Alex Marquez again, only rider in the 48.
You can just see visually Fabio Quattararo just looks tight, he looks tentative, he's not got the trust in the motorcycle put underneath him right now.
It's amazing, isn't it, how things can change so quickly in MotoGP. This is the battle you're looking at for 6th place, and Quattararo could arguably be at the back of it. Now this is the battle out front. Look at Alex Marquez. He is almost on the tail of Joan Mir. The number 73, Tetsuhiro Kawata, Alberto Puig, the dad of Alex, of course, down there, Julian, will be having kittens.
Yeah, he will. I mean, watching the Marquez brothers can be a pretty heart-stopping moment on occasion, can't it? I mean, Alex Marquez now is seriously in this victory hunt here in Aragon.
Morbidelli's dropped away from this group, and Quattararo has dropped down to 8th now. Jack Miller has got him.
Oh, he's in big trouble. Dovizioso is probably going to swallow him up now on the straight as well. Top of your picture, I think Dovi's got Fabio Quattararo, who's struggling right now. He has, Dovi did get him. Quattararo will do well, not just to hang on to the top 10, he might be pushed out of the points here, you know.
Dovi's through on Quattararo and moves up into 8th place. And now Cal Crutchlow's about to pounce on the number 20 as well. Will he be able to do it into turn 1? Not on this occasion.
Well, Quattararo's body will be hurting, and it's really hurting his championship challenge right now, as well as he just drops back through the pack.
Look at Alex Marquez.
Here comes Marquez on Mir. Thought he was going to attack at turn 4. look at that live championship. Fabio Quartararo will be just a single point ahead of Joan Mir, but it's potentially going to get much, much worse for the Frenchman.
Alex Marquez is a transformed character. The Honda is a transformed motorcycle from what we had at the start of the year. He's learnt so much in the last few months.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, you really do have to take your hat off to Alex Marquez. There are not going to be too many people pre-season that would have predicted Alex Marquez in the dry fighting for a podium in MotoGP. That's exactly the position he finds himself in right now, and all credit to him. He's taken some massive criticism for how he got the ride because of his superstar sibling pulling strings inside HRC. Well, he's fully justifying exactly why Alberto Puig and Tetsuhiro Kawata decided the Moto2 World Champion, did deserve his crack in one of the biggest factory teams we've ever seen in MotoGP history. What a ride by Marquez.
Coming into that territory soon though, and there's Vinales, then he loses another place, and it's a Suzuki 1-2. They're side by side on the exit of turn 15, but surely Mir will have the edge in top speed. Somehow Maverick Vinales holds on, but here comes Mir again. He's got the inside line into the final turn. He'll be able to hold the line better as well over Maverick Vinales, and surely he'll go through. He does. It's a Suzuki 1-2.
The Yamaha just cannot hold the line, can it, in those last couple of corners? We've seen it be a big problem for Fabio Quartararo. Can Maverick Vinales respond? He's getting worse for him. Alex Marquez dive bombs him. Absolutely awesome that. Came from a long way back, and now he's nicked third place from Maverick Vinales. Awful couple of corners there. Terrible sequence for Vinales, second to fourth.
Amazing, isn't it? Yamahas have been so strong all weekend. At the moment, none of them are on the podium. Alex Marquez then into third place. Quartararo is down to 11th. Joan Zarco has just passed him.
Yeah, he's in big trouble, isn't he? If there was a camera in the home of Marc Marquez back in Cervera, he might have knocked it off the wall right now. He'll be jumping around the living room for joy, watching his younger brother Alex Marquez produce heroics right now. There's a big twitch there, wasn't there, as Maverick Vinales got on the gas coming out of turn number 8. Is he running into rear tyre trouble? 10 laps to go. This is where Vinales hit bother last year in the race.
Yeah, you just wonder as well. I mean, this has been an outrageous ride from Alex Marquez, but he's running that soft rear. Will he run into any trouble as this race now gets into the latter stages? 10 laps remain. Suzuki, Repsol, Honda. The two Suzukis, remember, they're on those soft tyres, but they're just so good at being able to get rear end slide there from Alex Marquez. How much has he put through that soft rear tyre on his charge from 11th place on the grid? Further back, Quartararo's lost 2 or 3 places in one. Elation, Polis Bagro have gone through on him, and soon he'll be out of the points.
Yeah, it's a painful experience, this, for Fabio Quartararo in more ways than one.
Binder's now through on him. Is he about to retire from this race? There's problems here,
You've got
big
to imagine
problems.
that he's just really struggling as well. I mean, he's not anywhere near his peak physical best. It's a fast-flowing, very physical circuit, this Motorland Aragon. He's bashed both of those hips, hasn't he, so far this weekend, Fabio Quartararo. It's going to be a real test of his pain threshold, his mental fortitude. Miguel Oliveira's going to pick him off here now.
It was a 151.8 from Fabio Quartararo.
3 or 4 laps, we said. I don't know about holding on to top 10. It was about holding on into the point-scoring places.
That front tyre, he cannot do anything with it. He just cannot stay on the circuit. It is incredible. And Maverick Vinales is into the 150s now as well. The Yamahas are fading.
And how much are the hips playing a major factor in Fabio Quartararo's problems right now? Is it more tyre than physical, or is it a combination of both? Probably is a combination of both, because it's been a real nightmare experience for Fabio Quartararo. He's got Oliveira, Alecuona and Broll behind him. I mean, he could be in 18th spot very soon.
An extraordinary season we are witnessing in MotoGP. You are watching at the moment a Suzuki 1-2. Now, in Catalunya, when there were 2 Suzukis on the podium for the first time since 2007, they were launching Davide Brivio and Ken Kouachi up in the air. Well, they'll be launched to the moon if they get a 1-2 here, but they've got trouble in the hands of Alex Marquez on the Repsol Honda, who on that last lap was again the only rider in the 148s.
Brilliant by Alex Marquez. I don't think there's been a Suzuki 1-2 since Hockenheim 1982. Randy Mamola and Virginio Ferrari.
Blimey, that's before I was born.
Sadly not for me. Well, I was only 9, so it gives you an indication of how long ago it was.
But it might not be yet.
Alex Marquez Maverick Vinales has got nothing for the top 3 men at the moment. He's just dropping backwards as well.
Taka Nakagami and Jack Miller are having a proper battle further back for 6th place. Dovi's right on the tail now of Jack Miller as well.
Leccaona's just got Fabio Quartararo too, and so has Stefan Bradl. How much longer is Fabio Quartararo going to take this? Takeo Yokoyama, well, the HRC technical manager, he's been criticised for rolling out a motorcycle that's a bit of a beast to ride, a bit wayward at times, but Alex Marquez right now working wonders on the RC213V.
Whatever they found in Mazzano has boosted them so much, but the confidence that is running through the veins of Alex Marquez is extraordinary. A huge credit as well regarding Alex Marquez, Matt, in his rookie season for staying on the bike. He's finished every race so far this year.
Absolutely fantastic. Fabio Quartararo is another 151 from him. Nowhere near the pace. Major problems have hit the Frenchman, unfortunately. He's 2 seconds slower than where he wants to be, than where he needs to be.
Rins leads. The gap back to his teammate Joan Mir, 4/10, with just a bike length then, or 2, back to Alex Marquez in 3rd. Vinales is now 1.7 seconds down on these guys in the top 3. It's not looking at the moment like there's going to be a Yamaha on the podium. But stranger things have happened, and most of those things have happened this year. Onto the back straight we go, on board there with Joan Mir, looking at Alex Marquez.
Yeah, Rins has got that gap covered to Mir by about 4/10, half a second. This is where Alex Marquez, he's been superb there. Superb in 16 and 17, hasn't he? The edge grip he's got on that Honda. Some people say the Honda doesn't turn very well, bit of understeer. No problems there is Fabio Quartararo, who somewhat meekly is going to be surrendering the World Championship lead. Tyre problems, physical problems, all combined and made it an incredibly difficult day for Fabio Quartararo.
Here's Dovi, he's got through on Jack Miller. He's up into 7th place. Damage limitation.
Good job by Johan Zarco as well. He's got himself into the top 10 because he's been all at sea after Friday. A couple of confidence-draining crashes on the cold front tyre for him in both Friday practice sessions, so that's been a really good rescue job by him.
Binder's the lead in KTM at the moment in 13th. It's been a difficult day for the Austrian manufacturer on a weekend where we thought they might make a step forward and have a say in things in the top 10.
Yeah, there's no repeat of previous top 6 challenges as well from Aprilia. Aleix Espargaro down in 12th place right now. 7 laps to go then, or 6.5. The time of the race where we were expecting tyre deterioration to play a major factor, and we know how good the Suzukis are in this phase of the Grand Prix. There's Danilo Petrucci. Well, there's going to be no repeat of his brilliance from Q1 to the podium in Le Mans last weekend, that's for sure.
Wide there from Aleix Espargaro. That will prick the ears up of Brad Binder. Further up the road, here is Cal Crutchlow closing on his good friend off circuit, Jack Miller. Crutchlow looking to try and get in the top 8. He'll be furious with what happened at the start of the race. Cal Crutchlow, he's in 9th at the moment. Binder has gone through on Aleix Espargaro, the leading KTM man, and then is up into 12th. Out front, they're about to cross the line, and there will be 6 laps to go. Now, this is the time of the race where there were worries about what happens with the tyres. The gaps come down to Rins out front to 3/10, but Alex Marquez is still there. He is still in the hunt.
Well, he never probably expected himself to be in this position coming into Aragon. And look at this now, he's going to go up the inside of Joan Mir, isn't he, into turn 5. No thought about it. Got right onto the rear tyre of the Suzuki man, up into turn 4. He feels like he can win this, doesn't he, Alex Marquez?
Well, he probably could.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be in there with the Suzukis at this stage of the race just shows how good his tyre management is. You know, the Honda not particularly famed, is it, for having good tyre life this year in these tricky conditions where we know the grip goes away quite quickly. Davide Brivio, well, he can barely watch. We've seen that a few times, that shot this year.
If he's this close to Joan Mir on the approach to turn 16, Alex Marquez may well be moving up another spot.
Yeah,
for those,
Fabio Quartararo will be desperately hoping that Alex Marquez can do him a favour here and try and pinch a few points away from Mir.
Bit of a moment there on the front though from Alex Marquez. A bit of a moment, but on the approach to turn 12, under braking, Alex Marquez is looking solid as a rock.
So too is Alex Rins as well. You know he's wasted a couple of big opportunities so far this year, one being last weekend in Le Mans. But had he not made that mistake, he was looking like he was going to easily pass the Ducatis in those rain conditions.
Well, here it is then. He's going to get into the slipstream and turn 16, where he's able to hold the line so much stronger than the Suzuki's up ahead of him. Is this the moment where Alex Marquez pounces? It's going to be midway through this corner where you're going to see Alex Marquez try and go through on the inside. Here he goes, through he goes, like a hot knife through butter.
He's got that medium front tyre on, hasn't he, which at this stage of the race will be hanging in there, beckoning on the soft front. Absolutely brilliant by Alex Marquez. Can he, incredibly, make it a Marquez victory here in Motorland? Marc Marquez has won here the last 3 years.
Look, his fingers
Alex
crossed.
Marquez, Father Julian, well, he can barely watch. I wonder what's going on back in Severa with Marc Marquez. I mean, this has been absolutely astonishing performance by the younger Marquez brother. Truly remarkable. Hats off to him.
World class from the Moto2 world champion.
What's the disadvantage he's got then? Back or up to Alex Rins. Half a second with 4.5 laps to go. Time is on his side. Got to say, Rins has not looked like making a mistake, has he, at the front so far? He's looked in complete control. But there's pressure mounting and pressure building, and from an unlikely source in the 73 Repsol Honda of Alex Marquez. He would not have been expecting this, Alex Rins.
Of course, former teammates Alex Rins and Alex Marquez.
I'll tell you what, there was not a lot of love lost between those two back in the day when they were teammates at Astrologia Elite Honda. Not a lot of love lost at all.
5 laps to go.
A bit of a twitch there by Rins down the hill into turn 12, wasn't there?
This is outrageous, isn't it? This is absolutely outrageous.
I mean, not that Alex Marquez needs any incentive whatsoever to try and win his first MotoGP race, but the fact that it's one of his career-long bitter rivals, well, that just incentivises him that little bit more, doesn't it?
The gap's 3/10 at the moment. The gap will be 0.1 by the time they come around this start-finish straight, because once again, Alex Marquez closing around that final corner. 4 laps to go now in Aragon.
That medium front tyre choice might be a Marquez masterstroke here, because he's got that medium front tyre. It's going to be better in straight up and down braking. It's going to be squishing around less as he can carry lean angle as well. At the moment, you've got to say, Mir struggling to get back on par with the 2 men ahead of him. How much risk will Joan Mir be willing to take? I'm sure he's got a message on his pit board or on the dashboard exactly what's happened to Fabio Quartararo, who's having a wretched day. Quartararo outside the points in 17th place. Mir might just be thinking now a little bit more about the championship rather than taking risks of 2 men fighting with 2 men ahead of him who clearly are not really championship contenders at all.
The 2 fastest men in this race at the moment are Alex Marquez and Taka Nakagami, both on Hondas.
Well, Nakagami was awesome late on in Barcelona when everybody's tyres were dropping off a cliff. He came on really, really strong. Wasn't a million miles away from the podium, so that's not any great surprise. We can see Alex Marquez, look at his rear tyre, squirming, screaming for grip as he got on the gas coming through turn 11. So he's definitely used up a lot of that soft rear tyre, but how much of an advantage late on is that medium front going to be?
Well, we'll find out shortly. Dropping down the hill into turn 14, a bit wide on entry there from Alex Rins. Alex Marquez will round off turn 15 and get on the gas. Will he be close enough to make a move? Opposite lock there from Rins. He looks to try and get the drive down the back straight. There will be 3 laps remaining when we come around next time. World Championship leader Fabio Quartararo at the moment isn't World Championship leader. He's down in 17th.
Look at Marquez.
Alex Marquez.
That's the medium front. He can turn it so much tighter with that medium front tyre. He's been better in that corners all race long. Alex Rins at the moment defending absolutely brilliantly. Absolutely awesome job by him in the front as well. Take nothing away from him, because Marquez is throwing everything at him. Davide Brivio, again, looking incredibly pensive, as you'd expect, because his man just about keeping Marquez at bay, though. Marquez is going to go for it at turn 4. No, he wasn't. He's just continuing to show Alex Rins. He's right there, right on his case. When is that move going to come then from the rookie?
We had a rookie winning earlier this year in Brad Binder. We thought that was special, but this is stunning from the Repsol Honda young man, the Moto2 world champion. He is closing on the Suzuki of Alex Rins.
Nah, he's got nothing to lose as well as Alex Marquez. You know he's going to throw everything at it. Alex Rins not a championship contender as well. Mir looks like he's taken his medicine. He's not going to be having a breakthrough victory in MotoGP today, unless there's fireworks ahead of him. He's going to be third and seizing the World Championship lead. Rins, look at his rear tyre squirming as well through turn number 11. They're really struggling now for rear grip on that soft tyre.
Into turn 12. Rins still has the advantage over Alex Marquez. Mir in the background now, 1.1 down. Vinales in a lonely fourth place. There will be no podium, it looks like, here for Yamaha. Julian Marquez looking on. If you look to the left there, with his fingers still crossed, and is this now going to be the lap where the launch comes from Alex Marquez? Down the back straight we go, and on the approach to turn 16, here he comes.
Look at that shot of his father on the left-hand side of the screen. He can barely watch.
It's coming down.
He doesn't know what to do.
Oh, he's almost down. A major warning. A major warning.
Look at his father there in the box on the left-hand side of the screen. He's got his head in his hands. It's Alex versus Alex. Rins versus Marquez with 2 to go in Aragon. Who's going to be the winner?
It's not stopped him, has it? It's not stopped Alex at
Oh,
all. He
he's
was
in a
a
little
bit
bit hot
wide.
again.
Wide into turn 1. In the background there, Vinales is closing a bit on Joan Mir. There are 2 laps remaining here in Aragon.
Loving the shots of Brivio and Papa Marquez. They're contrasting emotions. Look at this. Alex Marquez running that tighter line again. He just gets that rear tyre spinning up a little bit, doesn't he?
We are going to have an 8th different winner in MotoGP.
Oh, look at the
That
big
was
black line that Alex Marquez left there. That was close to disaster. He's not giving this one up though, is he?
Who's going to take the 8th? Who's going to become the 8th different winner of 2020? Will it be Rins? Will it be Marquez? Could it be Joan Mir? Mir looks like he's too far adrift now, and I think you're right. World Championship springs to mind for the number 36.
And has Alex Rins got this one covered? Has he beaten, has he fended off the superb charge of Alex Marquez? 10th to 1st, up 9 places. He made a bunch of those before he'd even hit the brakes for the first corner, to be fair to Alex Rins.
He has a habit of springing a surprise when you least expect it. He did it last year at Silverstone with Marc Marquez, and now is he going to do it to Alex Marquez?
And this will taste so sweet for Alex Rins. Born and bred a stone's throw away from this Motorland Aragon circuit. When you talk about home races, home soil, well, that certainly applies to this young man who's what now? A lap and 2 corners away from a famous victory here in Motorland Aragon.
Do you know what? It'll only be 30 points, I think, down in the World Championship if he wins this, Alex Rins.
Incredible, incredible.
Here we go then, across the line to begin the final lap of this extraordinary race. Another twist in the tail in MotoGP 2020. Surely it's Alex Rins to lose now, but Alex Marquez is not giving this up.
He really isn't, and he's been so good here through turns 3, 4 and 5. Alex Marquez has been really strong with that medium front tyre. There is your new MotoGP World Championship leader in 2020, barring any late disasters.
Wow, Maverick Vinales is closing really quickly. Mir has run into trouble, rather surprisingly.
Now then, turn 7, Alex Marquez is starting to run out of time here. Alex Rins has got, what, about 4 or 5 bike lengths. There's not a lot of overtaking opportunities left. Here's one of them down the hill into the reverse corkscrew, and it's still Rins that has the advantage.
Dropping down then, Alex Marquez is just, you know where he's going to try it.
Yeah, the last couple of corners.
It's the only
He's
place.
going to try and get in the slipstream of that Suzuki. In a horsepower shootout, you think it's going to be advantage Honda. These are a crucial couple of corners now then for Alex Marquez. He's got to try and get close enough to get that slipstream on the Suzuki and then try and move up the inside of Alex Rins into those final couple of corners. Is he going to be close enough? Rins riding out of his skin to stay in the lead.
In the meantime, there's 3 tenths between Mir and Vinales. There could yet be a twist in the tail for 3rd place.
Now,
coming out there to the final turn.
It's all about the drive. It's all about the drive. Can Alex Marquez get close enough? Rins gets that soft rear tyre hooked up brilliantly on the factory Suzuki. Has he done enough? Here comes Alex Marquez trying to get every ounce of slipstream. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Alex Rins looks like he's got this one covered. He's running a little bit wide, but it will be a famous Rins home victory in Aragon.
It's Alex from Alex, astounding victory for Alex Rins here in Aragon, ahead of Alex Marquez, who gets a dry podium to follow up his one in France as well. Mir does just hold on to third, ahead of Maverick Vinales. Nakagami with a solid 5th place finish for him. Morbidelli 6th and Dovi in 7th. But what a ride from Alex Marquez, the rookie. Back-to-back podiums for him. And Alex Rins takes Suzuki's first win of 2020.
And there is but a forlorn Fabio Quartararo, who limps home in 18th place. A nightmare Grand Prix here in Aragon for Fabio Quartararo. 2 monumental crashes and he loses the World Championship lead. Joan Mir leads then with just 4 races to go.
Get out of jail free. Andrea Dovizioso has managed to close on the World Championship lead. He started today 18 points down, trying to find a glove that he'd launched. He's now just 15 points down with 4 races to go.
Look at his recent record as well. Dovizioso, 5th, 7th, 8th, DNF 4th, and now 7th, and he's still in championship contention. Great job by Alex Rins. That's the way you bounce back from the bitter disappointment of that crash while in podium contention, while in victory contention in Le Mans last weekend. It was all about the start. He made a sensational start from 10th on the grid. He was already 4th going into the first sector, kept his cool, kept his nerve, and makes up for the disappointment as well of last year when he hit Franco Morbidelli on the very first lap. It's another double podium for Suzuki. They had to wait 13 long years, and now they get 2 in the space of 3 races. And Alex Marquez, well, in many respects, he was the man of the day, because that was an astonishing ride. 18th to 2nd in the wet in Le Mans, 11th to 2nd here. The top 2 men in that race came from the 4th row of the grid.
An 8th different winner in MotoGP 2020.
Wow.
It is
incredible.
Just extraordinary.
What an absolutely brilliant performance by Alex Rins. Absolutely brilliant. It's a landmark day for Honda as well. That's their 850th Premier Class podium. Legendary Jim Redman was there first in 1966. We thought it was going to be a Marquez that would take the 850th. Probably 93, not 73, but what a job by Alex Marquez. Back-to-back podiums in completely different conditions, completely different scenarios, absolutely summing up the unpredictable nature of this 2020 MotoGP World Championship. More shocks and surprises here in Aragon.
Hats off, Alex Marquez. That was a simply brilliant ride. Maverick Vinales then not able to finish this race on the podium. A little bit of a launch towards the end, but couldn't quite get there. And Yamaha, well, the inquest will begin at the end of this race, especially for Fabio Quartararo. It looks like Rins has run out of fuel here. Trying to get that bike started, the number 42.
Well, he did say yesterday, after a very, very strong FP4, he was confident he'd be able to fight for the victory, and he was true to his word. Here's Joan Mir, then it's another great podium for him. His great run of form continues, and yes, it's not the win he wanted, but he is now the World Championship leader. Look at that, the first time in 20 years since Kenny Roberts Jr. that a Suzuki rider has led the Premier Class World Championship. Did what he had to do, pouncing on a disastrous day for poor old Fabio Quartararo, who limped home in 18th place. We can go down to pit lane and talk to a delighted, a delirious Davide Brivio after another double podium. He's with Simon.
Davide, not only on the podium, first and third. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We're happy for the first win. And I mean, Alex did an incredible race, I think, starting from 10th position. But this morning we already saw that he was in a good shape. And yeah, so happy for Alex, happy for Joan, for the championship, for everything. So a good day.
Big congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good day, just a bit. Huge congratulations to Alex Marquez. Thumbs up from him. What a ride that was. Within 0.3 of a second of a famous first victory, MotoGP. He'll be able to sleep well tonight knowing there was nothing else that he could have done. You've got to give credit to Alex Rins, because he survived some of the most intense pressure he's probably been experienced in his Grand Prix career.
Let's go down now and hear what Alberto Puig makes of it. His first podium in the wet last week, and now he's done it in the dry. It's looking pretty bright for Honda all of a sudden, Simon.
Yes, Alberto, massive congratulations on amazing ride from Alex. What do you think?
Well, I think like you. I mean, it's a massive ride, and he was very consistent during the weekend. But we knew he got a chance because his tire was good, his ride was good, he was good. He got the correct motivation and concentration, so the guy is going step by step, but he's getting there.
Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alberto. Thanks, Simon. He certainly is getting there. What a ride that was by the rookie. Alex Rins, though, he will take the plaudits, and rightly so, because he rode quite brilliantly. A sensational start, got him right in the podium hunt from the get-go. He was 4th from 10th straight away.
Rins is just 36 points down on Mir in the World Championship. Nakagami's 5th, by the way, means he's actually inched a bit closer as well. Here he is, big smile on the face, and I'm not surprised. 29 points down in the championship now with 4 races to go.
And his last lap was a 49.392, which was right on par with the last lap pace of the 2 men who were 1st and 2nd. Alex Rins of Suzuki has run out of juice. He didn't run out of gas though, did he? Rins wins a famous victory here in Motorland Aragon. Franco Morbidelli, well, he'd looked so strong throughout the weekend in race pace, but when it came to the crucial 23 laps on Sunday, I wouldn't say he'd be found wanting because he took the checkered flag only 4.7 seconds away, but not in the game really at all from lap 5 or 6 onwards. We've got the happy clappers down in the Suzuki garage after yet another double podium.
The championship starting to sort of go a bit like the races, really. Yamaha's making a strong start, but the Suzukis are coming.
How many times have we said this year, oh, you know, what if? What about that scenario? You have to say, what if Alex Rins had not beaten himself up, suffered that horrendous shoulder injury on the first Saturday of the season in Jerez? It could have been a completely different story, but you look down the list of riders, you can say that pretty much about the whole top 15.
Well, you can, because let's not forget as well, Alex Rins was leading in Austria when he crashed and looked like he was on for a win last week in France as well when he crashed out of the race.
He has blown it a couple of times this year, no mistake today though. And this will be sweet, very sweet. As we said, the family home within a stone's throw of this Motorland Aragon circuit.
Alex Rins comes into Parc Fermé then to celebrate with Suzuki after an epic win from 10th on the grid. And look how much it means. Coming into this season from the winter, Alex Rins said he was ready to fight for the World Championship, but that injury was such a setback.
Yeah, and what a season we're having in MotoGP, thanks to MotoGP statistician Thomas Morslina, who's just tweeted 8 winners, 8 different winners in the first 10 races of a season in the Premier class. That has never happened before.
I do believe that's the 50th podium, is it, for Alex Rins? In all classes, in Grand Prix as well?
It is, yeah, he's 10th in MotoGP, and he makes the half-century finally. Fantastic job that by Alex Rins. When was the last time the top 2 men in a MotoGP race came from the 4th row? Here is Joan Mir, then 3rd in Aragon, and he's now the new 2020 MotoGP World Championship leader with Simon in Parc Fermé.
Joan, what a great ride. How does it feel to be leading the World Championship?
It feels amazing, honestly. But, you know, going race by race, trying to be as consistent as I can. But I'm not really happy about today because I was struggling a lot on the last laps. We had some problem with the front part of the bike in the last lap, and I was not able to give that to maintain the pace that I was giving. No, so disappointed about that, but super happy to be on the podium. And congrats to Alex that he made a really good race.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great to see from Joan Mir. Not his day. Expected, I'm sure, to be a little bit stronger in the second half of the race, but he is the World Championship leader. Can you believe it? A rider who's not won a race since 2017 is now leading the MotoGP World Championship. Incredible. That's what it means to Suzuki. Alex Rins, he's wasted a couple of big opportunities, but today he got the job done. Davide Brivio just talking there to Joan Mir. It's big smiles in Suzuki. Ken Kawachi and Shinichi Sahara, they've rolled out an absolute weapon, haven't they, from Hamamatsu. What about this man? Back-to-back podiums. His first in the dry. Huge congratulations to Alex Marquez. Second here in Aragon with Simon.
Alex, what an amazing, inspiring ride. Please tell us about your race.
Well, honestly, I didn't expect to be on the podium starting from P11, but first lap I attacked like a crazy, also second lap, so I was trying my best from the beginning. I was trying to, and I know that in the end I was one of the riders that take a little bit more care about rear tires. So yeah, I was really happy. I'm really happy. I think we did a really good job during all the weekend. We show our pace in all the practice. Still, we need to improve a little bit quali, because I think today we were the fastest rider on track. So, you know, only I missed one overtake. I was so in the limit with the front tires. So yeah, happy with that. A pleasure to be on the podium again with second position in a row. And now we need to keep going like this, and next week we will try again harder.
Huge congratulations.
Thank you so much. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
a massive congratulations to Alex Marquez. And tweet of the day from Marc Marquez. Hello everyone, I'm the brother of Alex Marquez.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. What a ride that was. Like he said, he surprised himself in many respects, coming from 11th. Crazy first couple laps. You have to be crazy in the first couple laps when your name's Marquez, don't you? Up the inside of Maverick Vinales, that put him on the podium. Then he had to contend with the two Suzukis, and this is where he was really strong, turn 16 and 17. He's about to fire it up the inside of Joan Mir. That put him second, and then he launched an all-out attack on Alex Rins, which almost paid off until this big scare. There you go, lighting up that rear tyre. He was running out of grip at that stage. Can you imagine being the father of the Marquez brothers? I can't believe, he must dye his hair, Julian. He must do. There you go. There's the tweet Steve just mentioned. Hi everyone, I'm Alex Marquez's brother. Well, he's creating headlines of his own, isn't he, right now, stepping out of the shadow of Marc Marquez. But what a win in front of his home family. Alex Rins, the victor here in Motorland Aragon with Simon.
Alex, you've been through some tough times, injuries. How does it feel to come back and win again?
Incredible, unbelievable. Sincerely, on the start, I was so calm, and I was thinking, maybe this is a bad signal. No, but I did a really good start. Then the first laps was good, very good. And then when I was behind Maverick, I was thinking, Alex, you have a little bit more. So try to go, but slowly, because otherwise you will break the rear tire, no? And in the end, I tried to manage the distance with the guy on the back. And it's amazing. This first position is for all the fans that always come here in Aragon from Alcañiz, Vallalgorza, all the towns around here, for all this amazing team, and for my family, my friends, my girlfriend, everybody.
Massive congratulations.
Thank you very much. This is for you guys.
Stunning ride by Alex Rins, absolutely sensational ride. Look at that start he made. 10th on the grid, using Suzuki's whole shot device to absolute perfection. And look at that, straight away he's in the game, in the podium battle, got ahead of Joan Mir, and it wasn't too long before he was inside the top 4 as well.
He was fully committed to taking the outside line into turn 1 as well, and that's bold and brave around a circuit like this. This is where he went up the inside of Franco Morbidelli, and then he made light work of Fabio Quartararo. This was just the beginning of the struggles for Quartararo.
Yeah, it looked like there was a lot of front tyre problems for Fabio, and the pain from those double hip injuries. And here he goes now, launching up the inside of Maverick Vinales to take the lead. A lead that Rins never relinquished. And from that moment onwards, he was just about able to control Alex Marquez behind him. What a day for the two Alexes. Absolutely brilliant performance. Davide Brivio, relief, joy and jubilation written all over his face. Jose Manuel Casal, the crew chief of Alex Rins, he'll be delighted to see his man back on the top step of the podium. It's been a long wait for Alex Rins to return to the top step. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone last year, of course, when he famously fought off a hard-charging Marquez that day as well. in the form of Mark at the British Grand Prix. As Steve mentioned, you can't really completely rule Alex Rins out of championship contention. With only 4 races to go, he's got his work cut out to reel in 35 points to Joan Mir. 4th different manufacturer to win so far this season, and who would have thought one of them that's remained winless would be Honda. Absolutely cracking day's entertainment here across all 3 World Championship classes here in Aragon. Brilliant Moto3 race to kick off the programme. Fantastic and dramatic Moto2 race, and the main event lived up to all expectations as well. With Suzuki's first win of the season, we thought at one stage they may well be on for a first 1-2 since the early 1980s, but Joan Mir comes to the podium. Probably expected a little bit more, but the consolation prize is a pretty big one. He's leading the World Championship, and what about that young man, Alex Marquez, then back-to-back podiums, 1 in the wet in Le Mans last weekend, 1 in the dry today here in Aragon. But here's your race winner, our 8th different winner in the opening 10 races of this incredible, unpredictable 2020 MotoGP World Championship. Alex Rins is your race winner. Olivier Vial, the Michelin Vice President, hands over the prize. Of course, this is the Michelin Grand Premio de Aragon, and they'll be happy with the way that soft tyres performed towards the end of the race. And Joan Mir takes the 3rd place trophy. It's his 25th career podium, 5th in the MotoGP World Championship, but crucially he leads the MotoGP World Championship now, 6 clear of Fabio Quartararo. Pilar Molinero, councillor of Motorland, hands over a 2nd MotoGP trophy to 24-year-old Alex Marquez. That's his 40th career podium. Honda's 850th in the Premier class, but Ignacio Verneda, the FIM Vice President, hands over a 50th podium prize to Alex Rins. It's his 15th Grand Prix victory, his 3rd in MotoGP. Rins wins here in Motorland.
Rins climbs to 7th in the World Championship. 8 different winners in 2020. Suzuki's first win of 2020. Where do the stories stop? An incredible year goes on. 15 points now covering 4 riders. And if we were in any doubt as to whether this is going all the way to Portugal, we're in less doubt now.
Yeah, Suzuki lead the World Championship for the first time in 20 years. Another double podium, they're 2nd in the last 3 races. No wonder Ken Kawauchi under the blue mask has got a big smile on his face. Absolutely brilliant Motorland Aragon MotoGP race here.
A little glimpse at the future as well, isn't it, of MotoGP.